a few years ago where I believe we called it Pure Vision, Clear Voice back then, where we, isn't that right? Wasn't that what it was called?
Yes.
When we were working with people to, to connect all these things and to get them out of their shelf and you know, getting rid of stage fright and insecurities and all that. We were doing this workshop and we came up with this concept which we called the dream character concept or the dream character program, and this is basically what I have gone on to use now in my coaching program. I always use the dream character program. It doesn't matter if it's actors or singers or speakers or anyone that I work with, I always use the dream character program, which is basically creating and building on your own dream character, which is your ideal self. Not somebody else's self, but your ideal self. And we help you, guide you to compose that character and gradually become that character. So Sue, if you would, tell me a little bit about how those tools, those actually very typical coaching tools help you as well in your journey to where you are today.
Oh, absolutely. I teach with this too. I find it especially works fantastic with children more than adults, but I think it's because children don't have as many inhibitions as adults do. It helped me immensely. Whenever I feel a bit nervous or a bit scared about doing something, I always invent a dream character who will carry me through that moment in time that's going to get me to the other side. It works amazing. There are many different reasons why I introduce this when I'm teaching as well. The main one is, even now when I gig, I have never actually been a performer. I know I'm a great singer and I'm a great teacher, but I've never actually been a performer because I have this real issue with body movement where I feel very restricted with that, where the dream character actually gets me through that part, and a couple of vodkas I might add. But the dream character is the most incredible tool that gives me the courage, and it lets go of so much fear, where I can continue and get through a gig. And I always have an amazing gig, always.
I know you do. You are an amazing performer.
Well, the dream character is. But, but
the dream character is you, remember?
Absolutely. It certainly is me. It's my inner self, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that I find with children, the reason why most of them get so confused and so they hold themselves back so much is mostly because of input from other people, where you've got, sorry, I was just distracted a moment there, where you have, you are taught from when you're born to walk and talk. From the age of 3, you are told to shut up and sit down. It can become quite confusing for children. It's very true.
Yeah.
It becomes quite confusing.
Definitely.
Whereas in schools, they suffer a lot from peer pressure. And we've just done a very big anti-bullying campaign here on the island, where we got some of the children to write their own song about bullying. And in fact, it was such a big success that Childline are now using it, and so are Princess Diana Trust are using the same CD. It also, as I always say, there's no greater tool to get a message across than through music. And the children relate to it so much, and it ended up being from such a very small project to being an absolutely amazing thing. I think it took us 2.5 hours to actually write the song. I taught the children how to sing the song.
Wow.
And we had Kent Television come down and they filmed it, and also it was entered into a competition throughout all the schools in Kent, and they actually won it. So it was a real achievement. And they've also just been made a platinum school because of their achievements through the track, which is amazing. And everyone was saying to me, thank you, thank you. I didn't actually do that. The children did that. All I did was guide them, but it all came within them. It didn't come from me.
But you know what, Sue, this takes me to something that I think is very important, and this is, and we spoke about this the other day, and that is, if you are able to meet people where they are, and when you work with them, and you're not judging them, you're not trying to make whatever their problems are, you're not trying to make it smaller, you're just meeting them where they are without judgment, and that in itself gives them the confidence and the trust in you that you can actually help them because they feel safe and they feel comfortable. And this is what you do with the kids and with anyone you work with. And this is what makes you such an amazing teacher and coach. And it's a very important element when you work with people, isn't it? That you are able to put yourself in their shoes and work from where they are and then guide them ever so gently sometimes, you know, to that place where they want to be, because quite often you're the one having to have the vision for them or hold the vision, because they have this idea what they would like to do or be, but they can't even imagine that they would be able to come from A to B by themselves, because it is so alien to them at this point that they can't visualize it, they can't see it. So you have to go one step at a time and basically, you know, change the thought a little bit at a time, better, and then you come to eventually a point where you can actually really see that it's possible for you to move forward. And this is what I see you do with the kids and with the grown-ups, and it's quite frankly, I think it's amazing. And I